Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, very welcome. My name is Ieva and today I want to share with you a 15 minutes movement flow where we will explore our body with different kind of movements. Without further ado, let's get started. So you can put your knees as wide as your yoga mat or as wide as it's comfortable. Toes can be touching. Extend your arms in front of you, spread your fingers wide. Push the knuckles down into the yoga mat. Take an inhalation first. And then on the exhalation, put your weight onto your hands, engage your glutes, and then go back behind you into the child's pose. 4 more times like that. You put your weight into your hands, fingers are spreading wide, knuckles are pushing down, and then you go back. You don't need to do a back bend, so try to keep your body engaged. Try not to collapse into the back bend when you go forward. So we are warming up, spreading the fingers wide. And I think one more, last one. Come back onto your hands. Go back into the child's pose and then let's meet into the tabletop position. Another wrist warm up, let's do little circles. Again, but continue to check where your hands are, so check that your fingers are spreading wide. And then let's make little circles one direction while you're pushing your fingers down into the ground, your knuckles, especially the index knuckle, is also pushing down. And then let's swap the direction, let's go the other way. Few more circles. Okay, and then come back into the center, sit back behind you, and you can shake your hands for a moment. Again, let's meet into the tabletop position. So we will have few options. We can do the next move from the tabletop, or another option is to do the move from the plank. So you decide. We bring one foot forward. So let's say the right foot goes forward. If you did the move from the tabletop, lift your left knee up and then spine twist. The right arm is going up towards the sky. So we twist the spine, you reach up, and then you lower the right hand down. Then right foot goes back behind into the plank or with the knees down. And we continue with the other side. So left foot goes forward next to your left hand, then lift your right knee up if you started the position, or better say the move from the tabletop. And then with the inhalation, you lift the left arm up towards the sky, spine twist, you lengthen your arms. Breath in, then hand down, you bring your left foot back and continue the same on the other side. So right foot forward, right arm reaches up, right hand down, right foot back. Again, left foot forward next to your left hand, left arm reaches up towards the sky, and then you put it back down. And last time on both sides, I will do the same with the knees down. So, but you can continue the way you want. So right foot forward, then right arm, left knee up. You lower, you bring the knee or right foot back, and then the other side. Lifting the left arm, right knee up, lengthening, and then putting it down. Left foot reaches back or left knee reaches back, and you sit back onto your heels for a moment. Then tuck your toes underneath you and lift your knees up. So over here, if it's comfortable for you to lower the heels down, do so. But if it's not, you can stay on your tiptoes. So whatever is more comfortable for you, you decide. As always, you are your own boss. We will go into the pistol squats. So let's start with the right leg extending forward. So right leg forward. If this is uncomfortable, you can try to put your hands behind you for still intense but slightly easier version, which might feel nicer for you. Again, you should still feel it in perhaps your front right thigh. If it's comfortable for you, maybe you lift your arms up and then let's swap right foot underneath you and then you extend the other foot forward. and extend the upper leg forward. Stay here, or again, you decide maybe hands back, but you continue to lift the leg up so it's hovering above the ground, or arms up in the air, swapping sides. Right leg extending, other one, left leg, last one, both sides, right foot forward, right leg forward, back, left one, and go back in the squat position. Let's meet. Open your feet slightly wider, and let's add a little movement with your legs. Come back to the breath. Okay, now let's meet back into the plank pose. So hands into the front of your yoga mat, legs back behind you. And now with our hands, we will walk back to meet our feet. So walking plank, you can bend your legs as much as you'd like. And then we meet in the forward fold. And then again, with your hands, you walk forward into the plank pose. And then go back to the back of your yoga mat, into the forward fold. Few more times like that. Shoulder blades are pushing away from each other. You can walk on your hands or on your fingertips, so whatever feels nicer for you. No correct or wrong. Check your breath while you're doing so. And now let's meet in the forward fold. Relax your head. So if somebody touches your head is just dangling there, so your chin is going towards your chest. Your arms are relaxed. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like. Take a soft, gentle inhalation through the nose. Soft, gentle exhalation through the nose. Let's meet back into the squat position. And now we should all be in the back of our yoga mat. And then we will walk forward to the front of the yoga mat with a squat and with a crow. So it's okay if it's difficult to get into the crow. You don't necessarily have to lift your legs up, just the idea of walking forward with a squat and with a crow. So let's do it together. So hands in front of you, shoulder distance apart. You are in a squat position. Your knees can rest onto your forearms. You lift your feet up gently, or you keep your toes on the ground, and then you meet back into the squat. Then you walk slightly forward with your hands, a little jump forward, and then again another crow. Maybe toes are staying, or maybe you lift your feet up, and then you go back into the squat, hands forward, a little jump forward as well. Again, perhaps last crow, depending on your yoga mat and depending on your jumps. Fingers spreading wide, knees go onto your forearms, you rest, maybe toes stay, or maybe you lift them up, you decide. If you are in a crow pose, stay here for a moment, take an inhalation, and then on the exhalation, back into the squat position, straighten your legs, forward fold once again. Inhalation, straighten your back, so you can bring your hands next to your thighs. Your legs can be bent as much as you'd like. You lengthen your spine, your neck is long. If you'd like more intense and if you're feeling warm enough already, you can extend your arms by the side of the body. This might feel more intense for your back. Breath in, breath out. Last inhalation. And then on the exhalation, squat back down. And let's sit back onto our sit bones. Extend your legs in front of you. Over here, flex your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up. Lengthen. And then on the exhalation, imagine you want to reach something in front, but still try not to collapse. Try to keep the position active. Continue to flex your feet. Maybe even push the heels down into the yoga mat, and your arms can be somewhere in the air, maybe up, maybe just hovering somewhere bent. Again, you decide what feels comfortable. I'm just giving you some ideas. Take a breath in, slow, gentle inhalation once again. And exhale. Hello. Okay, now let's go into the reverse tabletop. So you bend your legs. Your legs are hip distance apart, and you put your hands back behind you, and you decide where your fingers are facing. So sometimes it's quite nice to face the fingers to the sides, so you can do that. And your hands can be as wide or maybe even slightly wider than your shoulders. So then with inhalation, we lift the hips up and we squeeze the glutes. Take a moment here, try not to drop your head, and then you lower your glutes down, and then let's repeat the same thing. So you inhale, glutes up, and then you lower. Few more, inhale, glutes up, engage your glutes, lower. 2 more, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift, and lower. Now put one hand back, more into the middle, and then perhaps you might try with the fingers facing away from you. So over here again, try not to drop your head, so hold your head with your muscles, and then again we do the same what we just did, just on one arm, and then we will incorporate the movement with the other hand, which is in the air. So with inhalation you lift yourself up, and then you lift your right arm up, and then you lower. Let's do it 2 more times. You lift your arm up, yourself up, and then you lower. Glutes are engaged. We really try not to collapse on the hand on which we are lifting, so fingers spreading wide, we push the ground away, and also try to activate your shoulders. So try to not collapse, so your shoulder is not touching your ear, but we have some distance between the ear and the shoulder. And last one, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Now the other hand goes back behind you, and we do the same one. So inhale, lift up, and lower. Lift up, and lower. 2 more. Inhale, arm up. Sometimes it's nice actually to hold the head with the arm which is in the air, and lower. Last one, inhale, lift, and lower. Now one leg goes into the half butterfly, and then the other one, we bend the leg, so the heel goes towards your hip. And over here, you might need to put some pillows behind you, so you can stop the video if you'd like, because we will be lowering our back down onto the ground or onto the pillows, so you can decide. Or another option is to use the hands and stay where you find like a nice little stretch for your quads. A suggestion is to engage the right glute, to push the hip forward. This might intensify the sensation in your front leg, so you can try that. If that feels good, you can lower yourself onto your forearms. Try not to arch your back too much. Find a sweet spot which feels good. And again, if it feels good, you can lower yourself down onto the ground, and maybe reaching your one arm or both of your arms back behind you. So over here, you can continue to gently activate your right glute, gently push the right hip up, and then explore what's happening in the area of your front thigh when you engage or activate the right glute. Inhale, gentle exhalation through the nose. One more inhale, exhale. Last cycle of breath in this position. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now let's come out of the pose. So take your time, try not to hurry. Let's meet back in the seated position, and now bring the right leg forward. You can grab your thigh, your knee, your shin, or your foot, whatever feels nice. Extend your leg, and let's just stay here for a moment. Flex your right foot as much as it's comfortable. Take an inhalation in this position. So focusing on the breath, on the body. And then bend your right leg into the butterfly, so half butterfly. And then left leg, we do the same what we just did. So the left heel goes next to your left hip, and you find your own sweet spot. So maybe staying like that with the arms back, engaging your left glute, pushing your left hip slightly forward. Or as I mentioned, if you have some pillows, you can lower your back down and your head down onto the pillows. Or another option is to come onto your forearms if that feels nice, or maybe lower your back down onto the ground. While you're in this position, continue to breathe. Again, as the same with the right side, you can try to engage the left glute, slightly push the left hip forward, and just explore what's happening when we do this little change in the muscle activation. A few more cycles of breath in this position. So even though you're activating your left glute and perhaps you're still pushing the left hip slightly up, try to relax your whole body. So especially the shoulders, try to relax them down. And 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale, and super, super slowly take your own time to come out of the pose. And whenever you're ready, extend the left leg in front of you. So maybe grabbing your thigh, your knee, your shin, or your foot. Wherever you put your hands, it doesn't matter, but try to flex your feet. And try to have your shoulders relaxed as well. Inhalation. Exhalation. One more inhale. Exhale. And then relax your left foot down onto the mat. We're almost finished. Just last exercise to give some love to the ankles and to the wrists. So lower your back once again down onto the yoga mat. Extend your legs up towards the sky, and then let's make the circles with your ankles, so with your feet, making these big circles. And over here you can incorporate your hands, so you make the circles with your wrists as well. To one direction, then to the other. Inhale, and then on the exhalation, put your hands behind your knees and roll forward and back. And then let's meet in the seated position. So thank you very much for joining me today with this quick routine. If you press a thumbs up, would be amazing. Also consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And if you leave a comment down below, where are you practicing from with me today? I would be very curious to know. Thank you for being here, and until next time.